Hi, welcome to Craft Little Things. I'm Andrea. I'm just going to show you very quickly how I put this card together. It was an entry, or it is an entry, for the Joy of Sets Facebook group's August monthly challenge, and the monthly challenge is a Christmas theme project this month, Christmas in August. 4 1/4 then by 6 1/4. That's my Clover, Call Me Clover base. So that is 15.9 centimetres by 10.8 centimetres. And then on top of that, I'm going to be putting a real red layer, and that measures 4 by 6. And the reason I've made them quite considerably shorter is because I just wanted to see all the colours. You know, sometimes you make them like 1/8 of an inch smaller, and then you can't really see much of the colour underneath, and I just really wanted to see plenty of the colour underneath. Okay, so that's that. This is a landscape card, by the way. Next, nearly said next of all. Next, I've got a piece of Whisper White that measures 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, so that's 14.6 by 9.5, and I've run it through the Big Shot with the Softly Falling embossing folder. I think the Softly Falling embossing folder is still available at Stampin' Up, I don't know. And then I'm not going to stick that down yet, because I'm going to stick to it this piece of vellum. Now I don't know if you can see this clearly. I'll put it on top of the Softly Falling. See, once the vellum goes on top of the Softly Falling, you can still see the little indentations through the vellum, so it looks like snow. And then what I've done with the vellum is I have used a retired Christmas stamp set from last year, which is Seasons Like Christmas. And this was my favourite stamp set of last Christmas. I used it so much. I mean, the state of the stamps in there, you don't want to buy them in resale. They still work, but they're just a mess. Let me show you. My stamp sets are usually kept quite messy anyway, because that's where I am. But look at them. They're dried up on the back. They've got every colour known to man on them. They've just been used so much. But like I say, they still work perfectly. So what I did was, I'll try and run you through what I did with these. I'll just zoom you in. So what I did, I just got my Early Espresso and I stamped the tree trunks kind of randomly. And then I used Old Olive, Garden Green and Lemon Lime Twist for these two stamps. So some of them I used Old Olive to stamp this one, and then I used Garden Green to stamp that one, and some I use, you know, just mix them up. So you can see here I've got Old Olive and Lemon Lime Twist on top of Garden Green. Here I've got Old Olive underneath Garden Green. Here I've got Old Olive and Garden Green together. So I've just sort of mixed them up just to give some sort of interest. Now what I'm going to do is hopefully I've got a bow that I made and a piece of ribbon. So my piece of ribbon is going to go around here, and the reason I'm doing this is because I smudged my vellum. The other thing about what I did was I just dotted on some really delicate iridescent glitter. I don't know if you can see it in the light or not, but it's just dotted all over those trees in like little balls, and then it's just lovely, and then it's stuck onto the ink. It's absolutely gorgeous in real life. So I'm just going to pop some glue, some Tombow onto the ribbon, and then I'm just going to stick the ribbon about 1 centimetre, so about 1/2 inch down from the top. Just going to turn it over. I'm going to turn it over to press it down, because I don't want to press it on the trees. And then I'm just going to snip it at the ends, because I don't want it to, I can't have it showing underneath. I mean, I guess I could just run it a little bit. As long as I line it up perfectly well, that's all that matters really. But then just cut that off because this is going to be a little bit loose. It's not going to be it's going to be flapping about a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run some snail, I did it the right way the first time, along the top edge of this, okay, because I don't want it to be everywhere. And then I'm just going to stick that onto the Whisper White layer. Get it nice and straight. I don't want any of that Whisper White layer showing, so. And just be careful not to smudge any more of that. Okay, so that's stuck on now. And then I'm going to use a mini glue dot, or you could use a mini dimensional even. My glue dots all come off in the box. To just stick on this bow. I'm just going to pop that there. Okay. If you're wondering how I made my bow so perfect, because I'm not very good at it, I just remembered to just make them round a fork, prong of a fork, so I just make them round my quilling fork. And then that is going to stick onto there, okay? And it's going to stick on the whole of the back. So I'm going to use Tombow just to stick that on. I love glittery cards, but they make a mess, don't they? It's a lovely mess though. When my daughter was little, before I had my little boy, well, while I was pregnant with my little boy, we moved to a new house and she had a playroom for the first time. And she had all her stuff in there, and she had a lovely like little old-fashioned desk, and it had all her art materials and craft materials in it, because she just used to love doing arts and crafts when she was little. I think all kids do anyway. And one day she was playing in there with her friend who'd come to stay for the weekend. She was about 6, and she said, "Oh, Mummy, come and look at what we've done. We've decorated the carpet." And I thought, oh no. And I went upstairs and the room had a pale pink carpet in, and they'd absolutely covered the entire carpet in glitter. They'd got all the pots of glitter out of her craft kits, and they'd sprinkled it all over the carpet and made a glitter carpet. And it did look beautiful, but it took me about a year to hoover up. In fact, I was still finding it. I definitely was still finding glitter a year later. But I couldn't tell her off because it did look gorgeous. So, yeah. My kids have got away with quite a few things actually. Right, so then I made the sentiment, and that's to go just there. Now, I made the sentiment using a piece of real red which measures 1.25 inches by 2 inches. Okay, so that's 3.2 by 5 centimetres. And then I added a piece of Whisper White which measures 1 inch by 1 3/4 inches. That's 2.5 by 4.5 centimetres. And then what I did, I used some glimmery washi tape, and I just popped it around the edge of the white layer, and I popped a basic rhinestone into each corner, and I used Call Me Clover, brought that back into play from the back to just stamp on this sentiment, thinking of you at Christmas, from the same stamp set. And now I'm just going to attach that to the front of the card. I'm just going to use a couple of dimensionals for that. Sorry about my phone going off there, and I am going to have to check to see what it is because my son went on a bit of a road trip today with his girlfriend and I had a bad feeling about it. I didn't really want him to go, and I hate when I have bad feelings because, well, they're not all, you remember the times they were right, don't you, but you don't remember the times they weren't, so there we go. And that's the card. It's beautiful. Do you think it's beautiful, or is it just me who's imagining things? Oh, I love it. And it's so lovely and sort of flappy, and it's just nice. It's just, oh, it's lovely. I love it. And like I say, you can see those snowflakes. And if you press it down, you can see those snowflakes coming through from the snowdrops coming through from the backing. So I thought, why not? I'm going to use somebody, Fiona, who runs the Joe Sets. She asked us a short while ago what was our favourite Christmas, because we're all talking about Christmas stuff because the catalogue coming out and everything. And she asked us what was our favourite stamp set from last year. And I said this one, and I thought, right, I'm going to use that one because it was my favourite. I'm going to use it in for the August challenge. And so I have. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again very soon. Let me just check my phone because I want to make sure that this boy's safe. Oh. He's safe, but his girlfriend's at the doctor's. So let's hope she's okay. Right, so, and some of the glitter, as happens, is transferred onto the ribbon, which doesn't matter at all. It looks really pretty. So, yeah, that was that one. Quite easy. Lots of well, I've kind of gone to town with it, haven't I? I've got glitter, I've got ribbon, I've got diamonds, I've got stamping, I've got embossing, I've got layers, I've got vellum. So, you know, I've had a bit of a push the boat out moment with this one, but I do love it. I'm not necessarily enamoured about, I think I could have put that ribbon a little bit higher up, or I could have just not bothered with the ribbon and just put a bow there, or I could have shifted my sentiment, whatever, but like I said, that wasn't planned. It was just that I smudged my ink and I didn't want to do it again. So, okay, it looks, I'll tell you something, because I've added the glitter and because of the layers of ink on the vellum, it looks textured. It looks like, it almost looks like it's been felted. It's really nice. I don't know if you can see that. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.